All right? Have you been to a conference, you heard a great idea, you say, you know what, that's a good thing, I think I'm going to do that. But then you forget about it, and it goes away. So why do you think that is? The changes aren't hard. The changing's hard. Who's the problem? Who's your biggest problem? Somebody said that's a bad thing. It's yourself. That's a bad thing, isn't it, when you have to admit that you're your biggest problem? I mean, wouldn't it be easier to say my biggest problem is the brokerage, the board, my assistant, those, you know, we can even use descriptive words of all the people in our life, right? And some people might say it's my spouse. If my spouse is a little more understanding, I do better. Changing yourself is hard. So here's something that you should take away with you. This will help you just develop what you're doing. Do you know that you can't hold more than 5 things at a time in your frontal cortex? You can hardly hold any, 4 or 5 things. Now the women can do more. I mean, let's just face it, right? Like if we can think of 1 or 2 things, guys, I mean, the women can probably think about 5 or 6 things. All like that. I think if they can bounce back and forth with stuff in their frontal cortex, we're just not wired that way. However, when information transfers and it goes onto your hard drive, the hard drive that we have in our head, I forget how many, it's like over 100 years of the Wall Street Journal would fit in there, no problem at all. The amount of information that you can put in your hard drive is unbelievable. Now here's the problem. The problem is transferring. Can you, how do you transfer from there back to there? And what happens is you cannot make that transfer of information that it stays with you unless you develop some kind of a plan of working on this.